Afaspa should be repealed, says Irom Sarmila. IFM HRA welcomed government's decision to remove disturbed area status. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacts with students, teachers and parents in Pariksa Pe Charcha. Hello, this is Point TV giving you the latest English bulletin at 7. I'm LAXMIBAI. Now the news in detail. Rights activist Irom Sarmila, who was on a 16-year-long hunger strike demanding repeal of Afaspa, welcomed the centre's decision to reduce areas under the Act's purview in Assam, Nagaland and Manipur, but maintained that the draconian colonial law should be rolled back completely. Union Home Minister Amit Shah on Thursday announced a reduction in the number of disturbed areas in the 3 northeastern states where the Armed Forces Special Powers Act 1958 continues to be imposed along with Jammu and Kashmir. Sarmila, hailed as the Iron Lady of Manipur, termed Afaspa an oppressive law and said that it has never been a solution to tackling insurgency. Afaspa acts as a roadblock for progress, Sarmila, who ended her marathon hunger strike in 2016, said as per a media report. The centre's decision came 3 months after it constituted a high-level committee to examine the possibility of lifting Afaspa from Nagaland, where 14 civilians were gunned down by security forces in a case of mistaken identity in December last year, triggering massive outrage. The law and order situation in Manipur is not so bad that Afaspa has to remain imposed. Only bureaucrats and politicians derive benefits from its imposition. It creates misunderstanding among unemployed youths. The common people are the ones who suffer, Sarmila said. Afaspa has been in force in the 3 northeastern states for decades to tackle insurgency. It gives the security forces power to apprehend anyone on the basis of suspicion without a warrant, besides providing troops immunity from arrest or prosecution. Extrajudicial Executive Victim Family Association Manipur IFM and Human Rights Alert HRA have warmly welcomed the revocation of the disturbed area status under the Armed Forces Special Powers Act 1958 from various parts of Assam, Nagaland and Manipur by the government. It may be recalled that IFM and HRA petitioned the Supreme Court seeking justice for 1,528 documented victims carried out from 1979 to 2012 in Manipur under Afaspa, according to a joint release from IFM President Renu Takhelambam and HRA Executive Director Bablu Loitongbam. A special investigation team of CBI was directed to investigate the cases where there is already prima facie finding. CBI has registered 39 FIRs, and out of this, 30 final reports have been submitted to the Chief Judicial Magistrates in Manipur. It is said when the alleged perpetrators are police personnel, the government of Manipur have granted prosecution under Section 197 of Criminal Procedure Code and trials are going on. However, the Union Home Ministry passed an order denying prosecution under Section 6 of Afaspa. 6 such cases have been submitted to the CJM so far. When sufficient evidence of extrajudicial killing is let out before CJM by the premier investigating agency of the country under the direction of Apex Court, the Union of India insists on to hold further legal proceedings. CJM of Imphal West referred the matter to High Court of Manipur in February 2021 to ascertain on how to proceed with the cases. But with this little progress in the High Court, the victims seeking justice are left high and dry. IFM and HRA have suggested the government of India that the next logical step would be to grant prosecution sanction of the security personnel found to be involved in the extrajudicial killing of civilians, the release added. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said the National Education Policy 2020 caters to 21st century aspirations and takes India to the future. Interacting with students, teachers, and parents in the Pariksa Pe Charcha program in Delhi, Mr. Modi said the consultative process for the national education policy has been exhaustive and people across India were consulted for this. He said outdated ideas and policies from the 20th century cannot guide India's development trajectory in the 21st century. He said country has to change with the times. The Prime Minister added that technology is not a ban and it should be welcomed and used effectively, saying that pre-exam stress is among the most common feelings among students. Mr. Modi advised students to remember that they are exam-proof as they have successfully overcome such exams before. He said the unfulfilled dreams of parents and teachers cannot be forced upon children. Modi said exams are an innate part of people's life and just another milestone in development journey. He said God has deprived a disabled person of so many abilities, but the disabled have transformed those weaknesses into strengths. He said students should introspect and look into what weaknesses are hindering them from progressing. The Prime Minister said infinite opportunities await the country's youth as they belong to a special generation. He said there could be more competition, but there are also many more opportunities. Pariksa Pe Charcha, initiated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, was held in various institutes of Manipur on Friday. The program interacts with students and parents from across the country to share valuable tips on class 10th and 12th examinations. Principal of JNV, Kumbong, Elor Golmai, along with teachers, students and parents together listened to the Prime Minister's speech. The program began at 10:30 a.m. with cultural program at the JNV School Auditorium. Addressing the event, Principal of JNV, Kumbong, Elor Golmai, gave valuable tips to the students of Manipur. He advised all students to prepare for exams with strong determination and confidence. He also advised students to focus on their studies with the help of teachers as physical classes have begun.
Maruiba pandamdi ngan singsibu encouragement toba aduga aki tension leitaba aduga stress leitaba prikha ma thabiya naba tawjaribni maruina angang singgi maraksida determination yam leina confidence yam leina aki leitana stress leitana exam thabiyu haibiki magi akanba asimbaki celebration khalabni na haijini satra mayam da ina haijini misina COVID sina maram moiduna online class na yam lawkhra na phangjari ban sai ki physical class matam khrasida yam systematic oina phangjari matam khra tha amani manus da yam systematic oina matam si uza singa tana ga sina view haijani.
The main objective of PM Pariksa Pe Charcha is to interact face-to-face with students and listening their likes and dislikes to make a positive and better atmosphere and to give the exams without any hitch, just like celebrating a festival. An interaction session among students and teachers of JNB Kumbong was also held.
Can you share a little bit of information about this program, Pariksa Pe Charcha?
Myself, Aparna Mutram of 10th standard, and I'm going to appear in the upcoming class 10 board exam of this year itself. And I am students. As we all know, our current Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi, has devised an interactive program called Pariksa Pe Charcha, and parents and teachers from across the country and from abroad communicate with him to discuss exam-related stress to enjoy the life.
Sir, why na tawdana akoje aine runi ne aduga kanoda ahamba feeling ya ku scheme preliminary round da ai khale adudagi ai garuni ga mu state semi final gida ibani je mu yawe aduda ibani first time adui mathang da koina handaki tang manga adai da state final da ibani na first na ta juna akoi school la ama phang aduga ibani da lishing manga
Which will be appearing board exam class 12 in a few days. My answer is, firstly, I would like to give my greatest gratitude towards our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji for conducting such a great program, interacting with the students, helping them how to deal with exam stress. Specifically for me, I think I feel really great and happy Since after participating in this program, I really feel confident to give my board exams with a stress-free manner, and also I believe that I will be able to help out my fellow classmate students and board students who stay with me how to deal with exam stress.
I'm in national assistant of class 10B. To survive happily in this world, it is crucial to develop a positive self-concept. Even if I'm not able to achieve my target because of the lockdown, I believe that good days are yet to come, and I'll give more time to prepare, enhance my strength, and improve my resilience.
Every year, Laningtho Sanamahi Thogalup Tinungay offer prayers at the Holy Shrine of Laningtho Sanamahi situated at Tinungay Maningching Laimanai on Sazibunong Mapanba Cherauba. For this year, an advanced team of Laningtho Sanamahi Thogalup Tinungay has camped atop the hill for preparation of the annual prayer. Laningtho Sanamahi Thogalup Tinungay decided to construct the Holy Shrine back in 1972 to 73. Later in 1979, it was registered, and since then, people have been offering prayers. Laningtho Sanamahi Thogalup Tinungay President Salam Sangay Luang said the road connecting the holy site was developed in 3 months and inaugurated by then PWD Minister Govindas Kontozam, who has been continuously extending help to the loop. The volunteers have also geared up to guide pilgrims. Laningtho Sanamahi Thogalup Tinungay appealed to the people of Manipur to visit the holy site to offer prayers on Cherauba festival tomorrow.
ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯎꯔꯤꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯒꯥꯔꯤ ꯑꯗꯒꯤ ꯁꯤꯡꯒꯤ ꯀꯔꯤꯒꯤ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯁꯤ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯄꯨꯝꯅꯃꯛꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯥꯏꯅꯤꯡꯊꯧꯒꯤ ꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯦꯗꯚꯥꯟꯁ ꯄꯥꯔꯇꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯆꯠꯀꯗꯧꯕꯅꯤ ꯆꯠꯂꯤꯕꯁꯤꯅ ꯚꯂꯟꯇꯤꯌꯥꯔꯒꯤ ꯑꯗꯒꯤ ꯑꯥꯗ ꯁꯤꯠ ꯁꯦꯡꯕ ꯂꯥꯏꯒꯤ ꯊꯧꯒꯜ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯈꯣꯠꯄ ꯄꯨꯝꯅꯃꯛ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯃꯤ 30-40ꯃꯨꯛꯁꯤꯅ ꯇꯧꯒꯗꯧꯔꯤꯕꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯑꯁꯣꯏ ꯑꯉꯥꯝ ꯊꯣꯛꯇꯅꯕ ꯑꯗꯒꯤ ꯒꯥꯔꯤ ꯅꯨꯡꯒꯤ ꯂꯥꯛꯄ ꯃꯤ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯒꯤ ꯒꯥꯏꯗ ꯇꯧꯅꯕ ꯈꯣꯠꯅꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯨꯝꯕꯒꯤ ꯇꯤꯝꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯂꯣꯏꯅꯅ ꯏꯔꯩꯕꯥꯛ ꯖꯥ ꯄꯨꯝꯅꯃꯛꯅ ꯍꯌꯦꯡꯒꯤ ꯆꯩꯔꯥꯎꯕ ꯅꯣꯡ ꯄꯥꯟꯕ ꯆꯩꯔꯥꯎꯕꯁꯤꯗꯩꯗ ꯂꯥꯏꯅꯤꯡꯊꯧꯒꯤ ꯈꯨꯕꯝꯗ ꯂꯦꯡꯕꯤꯔꯛꯇꯨꯅ ꯂꯥꯏꯅꯤꯡꯊꯧꯒꯤ ꯍꯩꯀꯠ ꯂꯩꯀꯠ ꯇꯧꯕꯁꯤꯗꯩꯗ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯄꯨꯝꯅꯃꯛꯁꯨ ꯁꯔꯨꯛ ꯌꯥꯕꯤꯌꯨ ꯍꯥꯏꯅ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯄꯨꯝꯅꯃꯛꯇ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯊꯧꯒꯜꯂꯨꯞꯀꯤ ꯃꯥꯏꯀꯩꯗꯒꯤ ꯑꯃꯁꯨꯡ ꯊꯤꯅꯨꯡꯒꯩꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯏꯀꯩꯗꯒꯤ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯒꯤ ꯃꯤꯌꯥꯝꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯏꯀꯩꯗꯒꯤ ꯃꯍꯨꯠ ꯁꯤꯟꯖꯔꯒ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯄꯨꯝꯅꯃꯛ ꯈꯨꯔꯨꯝ.
Manipur on Wednesday reported 10 COVID-19 cases, taking the total tally to 137,104. No deaths were reported. The death toll stands at 2,120. As per the Manipur COVID-19 Command Control Room, the positivity rate was recorded at 3.5%. The State COVID-19 Command Control Room in a release said the fresh infections were detected after testing 286 samples in the past 24 hours. It added that 4 persons were discharged in the same hours. Over 184 crore 31 lakh vaccine doses have been administered so far under nationwide vaccination drive. Health Ministry said over 23 lakh 57,000 doses were administered yesterday. Jammu and Kashmir, one terrorist was killed in an encounter with security forces in Turkwangam area of Sopian district in wee hours today. The gunfight erupted after a joint team of security forces were fired upon by terrorists who had led a cordon and search operation Kaso in the area. The identity of the slain terrorist is being ascertained. The operation in the area was underway when reports last came in, as per a media report. All Assam Manipuri Students Union AMSU has expressed relief and thankfulness for temporarily lifting indefinite blockade along Imphal-Dimapur Highway by Southern Angami Public Organization SAPO, completely halting movement of goods, vehicles and people for the past 10 days. President of AMSU, N.G. Sanahal, appealed to SAPO not to let the common people suffer in the coming days. Hesitating students of Kha Manipur College, KMC, have begun a class boycott stir after a new principal was sent to the college without prior information. Now, let's take a short break. Keep watching.
Karigumba dom yumda laiba anabasingi hidak kappa dressing tauba blood sample loba rise tube hapa, catheterization hapa, enema tobinaba, experience laidaba, nurse amati doctor thibada awaba thengnabirabadi, wabiraganu Medlin Home Nursing Care Service Manipurna, Pungkunmari chukna adom giyum dalatuna, hida kapa, injection piba, dressing tauba, feeding tube hapa, catheter hapa amadi, makhal kya ge anavasing experience laidaba, doctor amadi nursing laktuna mating pangzari. Akupa marol gidamak Medlin gi helpline number 920-598-7988 amukasu 920-598-7988 ta call tawduna tanabiyu natraga Google Play Store dagi Medlin app download tawduna booking tawi.
Welcome. After the break, you're watching Point TV English News at 7. Manipur government has lifted all the COVID-19 restrictions imposed under the Disaster Management Act 2005. However, the Standard Operating Procedures (SOP) and guidelines issued by the State Education Department on March 9 will continue to be enforced. An order of the State Chief Secretary Dr. Rajesh Kumar, who is also the chairman of the State Executive Committee of the State Disaster Management Authority, issued yesterday stated. Various restrictions like mass gathering, meetings, social distancing, wearing masks at public places, etc. were imposed in the state since the COVID-19 spread in the state. The restrictions imposed under the Disaster Management Act 2005 were extended from time to time, and the latest extension order was issued on January 29, 2022. The order lifting all the restrictions stated that the absolute number of COVID-19 cases detected per day in the state is less than 10 and test positivity ratio is below 1% over the last 7 days. At the same time, the Union Ministry of Home Affairs, in a letter to State Chief Secretary on March 22, had also advised the state government to consider discontinuing issue of orders and guidelines under the Disaster Management Act 2005 for COVID-19 containment measures. As such, the State Chief Secretary, as the chairman of the State Executive Committee of the State Disaster Management Authority, issued the order lifting all restrictions imposed earlier under the Act for COVID-19 management. However, the SOP and guidelines issued by the State Education Department on March 9 last will continue to be enforced. The State Health Department will closely monitor the situation and will take prompt and proactive action at local level as advised by the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare wherever any surge in the number of cases is observed, the order stated. The order further advised the public to continue use of face masks and maintain hand hygiene. Manipur State Film Development Society (MSFDS) along with Manipur State Film and Television Institute (MSFTI) is all set to organize its first ever international film festival, Akoigi Imphal International Film Festival, from April 2 to 6 in Imphal. The festival is being sponsored by Directorate of Film Festivals (DFF) under the Union Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. During the 5-day-long International Film Festival, altogether 11 feature films, 8 non-feature films, and 1 short film will be screened at the MSFDS auditorium. The daily screening will begin from 11 a.m. and continue till 10 p.m. as per the official statement. The FF package of films made by eminent filmmakers of India like Satyajit Ray, Adur Gopalakrishnan, G. Aravindam, Girish Kasaravali, and Mrinal Sen will be a special attraction of the state's first edition of the International Film Festival 2022. 2 Manipuri films such as Akoigi Yum by Romi Meitei and 9 Hills, 1 Valley by Haubam Paban Kumar will also be premiered at the EIFF 2022 edition. Also, films from Iran, Germany, Philippines, Norway, Ukraine, and South Korea would be screened during the international festival itself. In a big relief to Meghalaya, the National Thermal Power Corporation (NTPC) has agreed to relocate 70% of the Meghalaya's power share to Tamil Nadu. We are very fortunate that after a lot of hard work and even some court cases, now NTPC has agreed and they are working towards reallocating the power to different states. Approximately 56 megawatt has been allotted to Tamil Nadu of the share of 86 megawatt that was total for Meghalaya. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma informed today. This means that now Meghalaya doesn't have to pay for almost 70% of the power it did not take, Sangma said. The Chief Minister said that the state government is also hopeful that very soon the rest of the 25 to 30 megawatt will also be given to other states. It may be mentioned that the Power Purchase Agreement (PPA) was signed by the then Congress-led state government with the NTPC in 2007. Chennai Super Kings all-rounder Dwayne Bravo has become the all-time highest wicket taker in the Indian Premier League. During the IPL 2022 match against Lucknow's Super Giants at the Brabourne Stadium in Mumbai, Bravo, who was tied with Malinga at the top spot with 170 wickets, dismissed Deepak Huda in the 18th over of Lucknow's chase to break the former Mumbai Indians bowler's record. The West Indian cricketer now has 171 wickets to his name in 153 IPL matches. On the other hand, Malinga had taken 170 wickets in 122 matches. Bravo and Malinga are followed by Amit Mishra 166, Piyush Chawla 157, and Harbhajan Singh 150 in IPL's all-time leading wicket takers list in top 5. Before we end, let's take a look at the top news headlines again. Welcome Centre's decision, but a first pass should be repealed, says Irom Sarmila. IFFAM HRA welcome government's decision to remove disturbed area status. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacts with students, teachers and parents in Pariksa Pe Charcha. Thank you for watching Pony TV. For more updates, keep watching Pony TV and stay tuned.